Tucked away on the edge of the former airfield at RAF Manby stands a building with a story far older than the base itself, Beachgrove Hall. Long before fighter jets roared overhead and radar towers filled the skyline, this grand country house was built as a private residence, a symbol of wealth and status in rural Lincolnshire. Welcome to Nick and Nick's Adventures, where travel meets urban exploration and forgotten history comes back to life. From epic holidays to abandoned buildings, hidden places, and stories they left behind, we uncover the past while chasing new adventures. If you love exploring the unknown, discovering lost sites, and seeing the world differently, you're in the right place. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to join this adventure. Beachgrove Hall dates back to the late 19th century, when wealthy landowners were building elegant homes in the countryside. Designed in a traditional Victorian style, it featured large reception rooms, tall windows, and landscape grounds, a peaceful retreat far removed from the industrial world. But peace wouldn't last. During the late 1930s, as tensions in Europe escalated, the British government began rapidly expanding its air defences. The surrounding land was selected for a new Royal Air Force station, and Beachgrove Hall suddenly found itself at the heart of the military installation. When RAF Manby officially opened in 1938, the hall was requisitioned and transformed into the officers' mess, the social and administrative hub for senior personnel. Inside these walls, RAF officers dined, planned operations, celebrated victories and mourned losses. The grand rooms that once hosted private gatherings now echoed with a wartime conversation and strategy. After the Second World War, RAF Manby remained an important base, particularly for radar training and technical development during the Cold War. Beachgrove Hall continued to serve the station, adapting to the changing needs of the military. But by the late 20th century, Britain's defence priorities had shifted, and RAF Manby was eventually closed in 1996. With the airbase decommissioned, the hall faced an uncertain future. Rather than being abandoned immediately, Beachgrove Hall found a new purpose. It was converted into a care home, offering a quieter chapter in its long history. Where officers once toasted a wartime camaraderie, residents now spent their days in relative peace, a stark contrast to the building's military past. However, this chapter was short-lived. The care home eventually closed, and once again the building stood empty. In the early 2000s, Beachgrove Hall briefly returned to use, this time in a very different role. Around 2004, it served as a training centre for East Lindsey Fire Protection Services, a private fire protection company. Firefighters used the structure for exercise and safety training, giving the old hall one final burst of activity before silence returned. Today, Beachgrove Hall is a haunting relic of layered history, from aristocratic home to wartime headquarters to care facility to training site. Each era has left its mark. Peeling paint, empty halls, and creeping vegetation now tell the story of a building that has outlived every purpose assigned to it. Places like Beachgrove Hall remind us that history isn't always found in museums. Sometimes it stands quietly hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone to listen. As the wind moves through broken windows and overgrown grounds, it's hard not to wonder how many lives and stories once passed through these rooms. If you enjoy exploring forgotten places and hidden history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us on our next adventure, because somewhere out there another story is waiting to be found.